Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, Managing Partner with Levinson and Associates. With us today, we have Joseph Loughran, our Marketing Vice President, and Eric Ojeda from Emeritus Life Insurance Company. So we just want to go over a few things before we jump in here. Me and Joe are going to speak for about 5 to 8 minutes or so. We're going to talk about some of the new tools, platforms, some important dates and rollout platforms that you need to know. And then Eric is going to dive right into our Emeritus presentation. We have some great new features, products, brand new rollout carrier that we're going to jump into. So great stuff ahead. So Emeritus Life, just real quick, they're one of our latest core carriers that we've added to the mix here at Levinson and Associates. And as you know, especially if you've been with us for a while now, you know, we're very careful and selective in what carriers we bring out and introduce to our agents. We purposely don't want to have a Burger King and McDonald's on the same corner, if you will. So every carrier represents a certain niche in the market. And it's important to know where each carrier stands out. So, for example, if you're thinking, you know, inexpensive term, you want to go to one carrier. If you're thinking, you know, living benefits with an IUL, you want to go to another carrier. And it's important for every agent out there to know, no matter what type of prospect they come across, you will have the absolute best product for that particular client and situation. That's our promise to you, and that's exactly what we've proven over the years. And here with our latest addition to our core carriers, Emeritus does exactly that, especially in the living benefit space. So, you know, as you know, the old story is, you know, who wants the old life insurance that doesn't pay or trigger until the insured has passed on? The new type of insurance pays while the insured is still alive, right? That's living benefits. And, you know, if you have an old book of business, what a great story to go back and say, hey, you know, you purchased a old term insurance policy from me. I'm going to give you a quote on the new type of insurance that pays while you're alive. So that's exactly the name of the game when it comes to Emeritus. And I love this opportunity. I'm going to just talk briefly. I don't want to take Eric's thunder away, but we're very excited to bring them to the forefront here at Levinson. First of all, mutual carrier, A-rated by AM Best, okay? This is an exclusive platform. There's only 6,000 agents across the country with a contract. Now, just to give you an example, we have 14,000 agents in almost every city in the U.S. They have less than half. Okay, so what that means to all of us, this is a new story to tell, especially if you're a GA, you have agents under you. They're not getting access to this platform unless it's through you 9 out of 10 times. So great opportunity here that we can all jump into. And you know, yes, it's a great story, but we all know if they don't have competitive products, it's only going to get us so far. Well, when you hear about some of these neat features, non-medical underwriting up to $300,000, 18 living benefit triggers for IUL in term, that's the most of any carrier or product in the industry today. This is a game changer, folks. So sit back, relax, take out a pen and paper, jot down any notes, questions, comments, good or bad. We want to hear everything. That's how we make these presentations bigger and better for you, our agents out in the field. So very important stuff here. We want to hear it all. Okay. Moving forward, one of the biggest complaints that we received over the last few years, you know, we keep adding more and more tools, technology, sales platforms to our toolbox, right? Our agent toolbox. And the agents would come to us and say, Bill, I love what you guys are doing. I have one problem. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to end. You have so much. It's overwhelming. So we put together a very easy to understand playbook. Okay, that's what you're looking at in front of you. This is available on our website. We're also going to email out every single agent that's on the webinar today, we're going to send out an email full of brochures. We'll include the playbook, so you can click on this. Every tool or piece of technology or platform is numbered. You simply click on the number of whatever you want to look at, and a link opens up with all of the information listed in front of you. And then if you want to hear more, or maybe listen to a webinar or speak to one of our marketers, there's a little block where you put in information and we will reach back out to you. So it makes things very simple. Again, if you have downline agents, send this out to them. This is every single tool that Levinson has to offer, okay? And no other IMO has tools and platforms like this for their agents. So take advantage of this stuff. Run with it. In fact, you know, I almost forgot, but we just put together and finalized a proprietary E&O product only for Levinson agents, $1 million of coverage, $395 a year, even covers long-term care. That's the least expensive E&O policy ever. Okay, so again, that's a new number now on the playbook. So again, to simplify everything, that's how we want you to start thinking. Hey, if it's in the playbook, I want to hear more. If it's not, then I need to call them to find out if they even have this. So everything is, this is like your Bible at Levinson and Associates. Okay, moving forward here. So just a few new things here that I'm going to talk about briefly, and then Joe's going to take the wheel from here. So we can't just sit back here, you know, and I hope all of our agents think the same way. You know, I try to talk about this in our live presentations, webinars, seminars, meetings. It's so important, okay, especially in today's world. Everything is moving so fast, okay? You think just a few years ago, you know, look how Amazon has changed the game. Look what happened with Netflix, okay, and Blockbuster Video, or Uber, right, and yellow cab taxis. These companies are out there. They're making it happen. They're making changes on the go. That's how we all have to run our business here at Levinson. And I don't care if you're in Wisconsin right now in your third bedroom, you need to think the same way. You need to constantly be looking straight ahead to see what's coming next, and then, of course, to the left side to see what's coming in the very near future, and make changes, pivot, move, go in whatever direction you need to go to make sure you're growing your business and catering to these new types of prospects, millennials, the younger generation. We have to start thinking like this. So we have done all the work behind the scenes to make sure that our agents are well equipped and they can go out there and build their business in 2018 and in the future. Brand new iGenius IUL sales software system. This makes our old one look like a dinosaur. Okay, just goes to show you we are out there making things bigger and better because technology is changing, right? So we came out with a brand new iGenius IUL software platform. Joe's going to talk about it in just a second. Make sure you're on the launch training. This is a game changer, and I'm putting my name behind that. I promise you, you'll see what I'm talking about after the launch webinar. LevinsonLeadProgram.com. That's a brand new website that we built, and it's dedicated to our agents, okay, all around leads and lead generating ideas. Okay, you simply log in at LevinsonLeadProgram.com, same password and username as our website. Everything you need to know about the Levinson exclusive lead programs and lead generating platforms is there at your fingertip. Agency Automator version 2. Now, I don't want this to sound like a foreign language to you, okay? What this is, in a nutshell, this is our CRM tool, okay, used to keep your name in front of your clients. And there's a prospecting tool that allows you to retrieve 1,000 new prospects every month. You can get a name, phone number, email of all prospects that fall into whatever category that you would like to run that campaign after. Okay, it's that simple. Also built in is a retail free agent website. This is your storefront, your brick and mortar storefront, if you will. You want to drive traffic to your website. You can post videos now. You have your own blog. It is awesome. Light years ahead of the old system. This is launching in the next couple weeks. We have a pilot agent that's running the system right now. So Agency Automator version 2, I want to simplify it. Think of it like this. It's your CRM tool, your prospecting tool, and your agent retail free website. Okay, that's it in a nutshell. Peak sales training events, that's what you're on right now. Also, our live annual agent expo is coming up in April. 2 keynote speakers that will blow your socks off. I promise you, it's going to be awesome. Make sure you're registered. South Florida, free for everyone. Moving down, case status portal update. So now, really cool, you can log in, okay, or just click on the Levinson app on your smartphone, or go to our website. You'll see a broker gear option or case status, and you can see all of your cases in one place, all of your licensing, and any of your downline agents, so you could see what business they're writing, and you know exactly what kind of bonus or commission that you're getting paid on your downline's cases. So nothing is in the dark, no secrets, everything is black and white in real time. New and improved quoting tools. So we just rolled out the LifePipe 2.0. This is light years ahead of the old system. Once again, we're changing the game here, okay? This is a quoting engine for you, okay? You can log in from anywhere, even on your cell phone, and now you can compare it. You can do side-by-sides. You can do a 20-year, 30-year return of premium, IUL, all on the same page, different face amounts, different health classes, all on one easy-to-use screen that you can email out to your prospect. LifePipe 2.0. And again, I'm not tooting our horn, okay? I'm trying to show everyone the trend here. And the trend is, don't just sit back and say, you know what, my yellow legal pad, my rate book has been working great for the past 38 years, so I'm not going to change the way I've been doing business. Well, folks, the business is going to pass you by. You have to be out there. Make sure that you pivot, change, use some of this new technology, okay? Yes, do what you've been doing for 38 years, but incorporate some of this new technology, and you'll have your old book of business, and then you'll be capturing all of these younger generation, children and grandchildren of your existing clients. That's how you build a business, okay? I don't care if it's life insurance or you're selling cars or motorcycles. It's the same mindset of keeping your name out there and staying ahead of your competition. Okay, Joe's going to talk about our brand new iGenius IUL software rollout. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So we're really excited about this. We're launching this on the 14th at 3 p.m. We're having a launch webinar where we're actually diving right into the IUL software. We're going to show you how to actually incorporate that into a daily presentation for your clients. We're covering the brochures, their proposals, even the cost analysis. The great thing about this software is it's unlike any other software in the entire industry. It's carrier approved. So all the compliance work is done for you. Not only does it give you a great presentation for the client, it also gives you prospecting material, group presentations, one-on-one presentations, and even seminar materials for individuals and groups. If you're hosting a seminar, this has the PowerPoint material, all the presentation material, the follow-up material. It really kind of helps you explain that IUL product and what that added value is. So with those agents that started using this as a test pilot, we're seeing them, very, very close to doubling their IUL sales just by talking to the same number of clients, because this software really is that amazing, really shows the client the power of the IUL product and how it works. So again, March 14th, we've sent out a couple emails. We'll be sending out several more with the webinar link so you can register and join just like you are on today's call. So we're very, very excited again. Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking real quick. So as you're learning about the Emeritus IUL, and Eric's going to dive into that, you can use that with the IUL sales software. So this is like a 2-for-1 kind of deal here. So, okay, Joe, keep going there. Sorry about that.
No, absolutely. Thanks, Bill. So one thing I do want to mention, a lot of the material, actually all the material we're going to be covering today is available on KerryLevinson.com. I want to show a couple screenshots because we're constantly updating and changing the KerryLevinson.com website. So what you're looking at right now is a highlight of the product tab. We have a section which is called Simplified Issues / Non-Med Plans. You'll see all the products we're talking about inside of that drop-down tab, so you'll be able to access them, all the product material, brochures. Even if you're looking for some quotes, you can reach out to the marketing team and submit those requests online. The same thing goes when we get into the living benefits and all the 18 triggers that are associated with today's product, we have a section underneath products called living benefits. You'll see Emeritus is underneath there as well. So a lot of great resources on KerryLevinson.com. Of course, you can register and log in 24/7 to access all those materials.
Okay, great stuff, Joe. Thank you so much. So our feature presentation today is, as you know, with Emeritus Life. And I just want to encourage, please write down notes, questions. This is the best way to absorb everything that Eric is going to go over. And then we'll send out an email with all brochures, everything that he's going over today as well. You'll have that before the end of today. So without further ado, I want to introduce our internal VP with Emeritus, Eric Ojeda.
All right, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for the promotion. I'm not a VP yet, but maybe in the future. Can you see my screen okay?
Yep, we could, Eric. And we look at you as
right.
a VP, just so you know.
My wife does as well, and some of my kids. That's another story. All right. Well, thanks. We got a great crowd on today, so we appreciate you all taking the time out of your day to hear about some great, unique, and kind of game-changing products that we're offering here at Emeritus. I am Eric Ojeda, so I am pretty much the internal wholesaler for all of you working with Kerry Levinson Associates, and then I also run the sales desk here. So there's a few individuals, Jeremy and Dylan, you might hear from as well as you're calling in to learn about these products, get quotes and all that. We're here to help you in any way that you need to get your sales. So again, thanks for joining. I'm going to talk a little bit and quickly about the term product that's been out since August. And then I'll spend most of the time on the IUL, since that's the product that we're very excited about. It just launched last week, and the great thing is these products are still on a limited distribution basis. So you're one of just a few relationships that are able to sell this product or both of these products. So they are the FLX series, or the FLX Living Benefits series. The first is the FLX Living Benefits term. And we already heard about some of the competitive advantages, so I'll just recap those as well and get into some of the inner workings of these policies. But this product, and just like the IUL, we have 18 living benefit triggers, and you already heard that was a huge selling point, much more than many competitors out there that probably offer in between 11 to 16 living benefit triggers. With the term, you're able to accelerate 90% of the death benefit up to $1.5 million for a critical, chronic, or terminal illness. And that is on the discounted approach. So of course, that's based on severity of illness and life expectancy. The other great thing about this product is everyone gets it. We're never going to say that you can have certain living benefits, but not this one. So that's as long as you are table D or better, everyone gets all of the living benefits. So that's a little bit different than some of the carriers out there that can do some limitation on which living benefits are offered. As well, there's no knockout question. So we don't care if you're currently diabetic, if you're currently pregnant. None of those things are going to affect your ability to get living benefits unless you're rated higher than a table D. So no knockout questions. Non-med, kind of talked about that. They showed that we are listed as a non-med carrier on the website. So both products are non-med of face amounts of $300,000 or less, and age 60 or younger, okay? So again, a lot of competitors on their non-med are probably in the $249,999 range, but we feel we have a stronger non-med there. And as far as non-med, they're able to get standard tobacco, standard non-tobacco, of course, as well as rapid standard, which includes tables A through D. And as they're getting 100,000 to 300,000, they also have the ability to qualify for a preferred non-tobacco on a non-med basis. So I get a lot of questions saying, well, if they want that preferred, do they have to go through a paramed or labs or anything like that? And the answer is no. Preferred non-tobacco is truly available on a non-med basis. So it's just an app. There's no telephone underwriting or anything like that. So the term that's available, we do 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year level term. Minimum face amount for 60 and younger is 50,000. 100,000 is the minimum for over age 60. And then we can kind of call this term to age 90, because if you can see by the issue ages, the highest we'll issue is age 80. but any option, the client could have the ability to be covered until age 90, especially with a 10-year term on an 80-year-old, 15 on 75, and so forth. Okay, so again, 18 to 80 is the issue ages. And this product is convertible to the FLX Living Benefits IUL, which I'll be talking about in a little bit, up to age 65 or during the level term period, which is ever earlier. Again, just to kind of go over the premium banding of the term, again, under 300,000 or 300,000 or less is non-med, standard, rapid standard, preferred non-tobacco. Once they get over 300,000 is when we get into the fully underwritten policy, and we add in additional underwriting classes, preferred plus, as well as select non-tobacco and preferred tobacco. Now, these are the full underwriting requirements. Of course, we have a pretty extensive underwriting guide if you want to, learn about certain illnesses, things like that, how we cover family history, all those good things. But I want to draw your attention to the ages of 61 and older on the 300,000 or less on that top right-hand corner. Now, once we hit 61, that gets into the fully underwritten policies. So we would need a paramed. But if you look closely there, even though it says paramed, you won't see a blood draw on anybody that's 300,000 or less. I heard a stat the other day that says 46% of Americans are fearful of needles and won't get life insurance because of a needle prick. So here, we don't need blood at all if anybody's getting 300,000 or less. Policy fees, this term policy has a $50 policy fee, and that is going to be fully commissionable to you, the agent. So we want to make sure we pass on any earning potential to you for selling our products. So I know there's carriers out there that don't pay a commission on their policy fees. We are not one of them. And being a mutual company, we also want to be able to offer some savings to our clients, and we can do that with some discounts that are available. So there's 3 discounts they could be eligible for. The first is the one you'll probably see the most, would be our same payer discount. So the same payer discount means you have 2 or more FLX policies, whether it's term or IUL, being paid for by the same bank account. So if you have 2 or more, we'll waive 50% of the policy fee on the term. So that could be 2 or more policies on the same insured, family members, business partners, however it adds up. All those policies would be reduced on the policy fee. We also have an association discount. So if your client's a member of an association that has an affiliation with Emeritus, they might be eligible for a 4% reduction. And then for all of you and myself and everyone here at Emeritus, we're eligible for a producer employee discount. So if we're getting term policies on ourselves or immediate families, you'll get a 4% reduction on your own term policies for your families. So enough about the inner workings of the term product and all the normal details. Let's get into the new term, the new life insurance with living benefits. And we really feel we're very competitive with our living benefits on the term and the IUL. But in particular, we know the term has 18 living benefit triggers. So the first is terminal illness. They have 12 months to live or less. Chronic illness, there are 2 living benefit triggers: severe cognitive impairment or the inability to perform 2 of the 6 ADLs. Now, this does not have to be permanent, okay? So there are a lot of other carriers that the chronic has to be permanent. Ours is not. And also, this is not a reimbursement, okay? So they can use the money for whatever they want. If they have a chronic illness and they want to go around the world, they can use the money for that. We don't specify how it needs to be used. And then critical illness is where we feel is our strongest suit, especially. We have 15 living benefit triggers. The ones on the left are probably more common that you'll see in the industry. The ones on the right are ones that we felt really impacted someone's lifestyle with severity of illness or life expectancy, so we wanted to make sure they were included as triggers as well. So how are the living benefits paid out? I already said it's 90% of the death benefit up to $1.5 million. If it's a critical or terminal illness, they can take the money in a lump sum. If it's a chronic illness, they can take either a lump sum or annual installments. So that's a little bit unique. And the reason we allow for the annual installments is to stay within the HIPAA guidelines. If someone's going to have a chronic illness acceleration that's going to violate the HIPAA rules, they might have a tax consequence there. So we give them the opportunity to stay within the HIPAA limits each year and take that money as an installment plan. Of course, someone can accelerate the full amount they're eligible for based on life expectancy or severity of illness, but they can also take less. And if they were to take less than the maximum that they're eligible for, they can have up to 5 accelerations on that term policy. If they do take the full acceleration, they would have 10% of their death benefit remaining, and then the premiums would be reduced proportionately. So it works just like all the other term policies out there as far as death benefit acceleration. So that's quick, terms pretty easy. So I think the key there is the same payer discount. We have the option to have the producer discount for yourselves, non-med up to age 60, 300,000 or less, and of course the 18 living benefit triggers that we have on our term policy. So I want to spend more time here talking about the new product that we just launched last week, and that's the Emeritus FLX Living Benefits IUL. Now, we've been working on designing this product for probably close to a year, if not over a year now. And what was heard on the call earlier was about the new life insurance. New life insurance offers a lot more than just death benefit. And the new IUL offers a lot more than just death benefit and cash accumulation, although those are still huge components of what the IUL does. So in designing it, we wanted to make sure this was a complete plan that was able to do so much for your client, even after they use their death benefit in the matter of accelerating for critical, chronic, or terminal illness. So this is kind of what we put together, a little pie graph of all the things your client can experience and things that are important now with these new IULs. So of course we have the living benefits, and we think we have some enhancements here and unique approach to living benefits within the IUL that make this product very, very competitive. Of course, the growth aspect of IULs are still there, but we've enhanced them with the index crediting methods that we have, as well as some bonuses on the account value. We still, of course, have the income story, but we've enhanced that as well with some benefits in the form of riders that we've added for guaranteed income. Legacy, of course, is about death benefit, leaving that to your beneficiaries, but we've enhanced that as well, and the experience that you'll receive with Emeritus. So I want to talk about each of these pieces one by one. So first is growth. You know, when looking at IULs, we're looking at these to build cash value for accumulation. So how do we make Emeritus stand out from the competition? We feel we've done that by having 5 point-to-point index options, including a proprietary managed index called the BNP Paribas Momentum 5. And this is a volatile managed index. And then we have a very strong account value bonus starting in the 11th year and beyond at 50 basis points. So let's take a closer look at the index options that we offer. Of course, there wouldn't be an IUL without the S&P, kind of the staple of the IUL world. So we wanted to make sure we included that, but we also wanted to include some unique ways of crediting the S&P. So we have the normal 1-year point-to-point with a cap of 12.25%. We also have a 2-year point-to-point with a cap rate of 30%, so more potential earnings. And then we have a 1-year point-to-point with an adjustable participation. So the 1-year point-to-point with the adjustable participation has a 7.5% cap, but it has a 140% participation rate. And the unique thing here is that participation rate is applied after the interest has been credited and the cap has been applied. Most other indexes with an adjustable participation apply that participation rate before the cap has been credited, or applied. So they'll do it as the interest was done, but before the cap. So by having it done after the cap has been applied, that allows us to actually offer more than our 7.5% cap. And I'll show an example of that on the next slide. If you want to see how the S&P would have performed with these index options, we have this chart here with a variety of different look-backs to look at. So the first column is the historical view of the S&P over 20, 15, 10, 5, or 1 year. If you look at the second row with the 12.25% cap, you can see on a 20-year average, we've outperformed the S&P. Been fairly close on a 15-year, outperformed on a 10-year. Okay, so strong returns there. If you look at the adjustable participation rate, which is the third column, you can see with the 140% participation rate, that helps us perform very, very well. especially on the 5-year average, we did more than the 7.5% cap. Or if you look at the last year, we would have maxed out our cap and then applied the 140% participation rate to give us 10.5%. And then on the 2-year point-to-point, with our 30% cap, you can see the average rate of return, a little bit higher than the annual point-to-point. So the fourth index option or crediting method would be the Russell 2000. So we offer 1-year point-to-point, currently at a 9.5% cap. But where we believe we still will see probably the most premium coming into the policy and our most potential for growth and really highlights our growth story is with this proprietary index. The BNP Momentum 5, again, it's been out since January 2017. It's a rule-based to produce steady and positive performance, even in a down market or volatile market. So it's great for diversification. They reevaluate this thing daily, so they're always making sure that the strategy is lined up with what they intended it to be when they launched the index. And there's a little web address if you want to learn more about this particular index. So how do we credit the BNP Momentum 5? We have 2 different index options. The first is an annual point-to-point, and then we have a 2-year point-to-point. So these are completely uncapped, and they have very, very high participation rates. I've been looking at a lot of IULs over the past few weeks with some of the major competitors, and I have not seen any participation rates come anywhere close to what we're offering. You can see on the 1-year point-to-point, we're offering 170% participation, and on the 2-year, 205%. That's huge potential for growth there. So when looking at illustrations, one company may illustrate higher than the other or have something in the underlying illustration that the performance looks a little bit better. Again, those are all purely hypothetical. When you look at the potential that you have with these participation rates, I don't care what another carrier is showing, it's going to be tough to outperform this index at 170% and 205%. So we feel a lot of money will be coming into these options. So we're able to kind of give ourselves an idea of what this may have looked like on a 15, 10-year, 5-year, and 1-year look back. So we back tested this. So if you look at how the BNP, knowing the underlying investments, the BNP itself over a 1-year point-to-point on a 15-year average would have performed at 6.8% and kind of been steady around 6% on the others. If you look at the second column, that applies the 170% participation. On a 15-year average, we're almost at 12%. That's huge rate of return and still looks very, very strong over the 10, 5, and the 1 year. If you look at the 2-year annual point-to-point, on average, the BNP would have performed at 6.3%. If you add in the 205% participation, we're well above 12% per year. Again, huge potential for growth. So not only do we have the great indexing strategies, the proprietary index, but we also offer an account value bonus. So starting in the year 11 and beyond, we're going to give your client a 50 basis point floor, and that's what we illustrate. So the client will get 50 basis points on their cash value each and every year, guaranteed to be no lower than 25 basis points. So again, years 1 through 10, 0% floor, years 11 and beyond, a 50 basis point floor. So everyone has bonuses, and everyone illustrates bonuses, but when looking at bonuses and what's offered in an IUL, you got to make sure you understand how it works. So ours is 50 basis points, regardless of the performance of the index. When you compare it to another competitor, we'll call it Company X, who illustrates 60 basis points starting in the 11th year and beyond, regardless of how the index performs. When in reality, what they're actually crediting is not 60 basis points. Based on their contract, they will give 10% of the interest earnings, but no more than 60 basis points. So if the index did 0%, 10% of 0 is 0. So that's what they would credit. If it did 2%, they get 20 basis points. So in order to get the 60 basis points that's being illustrated, they'd actually have to perform at 6% or better each and every year. Where ours, it doesn't matter how the index performs, they're getting the 50 basis points. And if you look at the last 15 years of the S&P, 4 years of returns were either flat or negative. So in those years, they would have gotten 0 as far as the bonus is concerned. 4 more of those years were under 6%. So in those 4 years, they would not have gotten the 60 basis points. So 8 out of at least 15 years, they're not getting the 60 basis points that was illustrated. So that's a huge factor when looking at how IULs work. So again, just to recap, 0% floor until you get to the 11th year and beyond. The amazing indexes with those huge participation rates, the account value bonus. We also have a premium deposit account if you're looking to funnel a lump sum in over a number of years. And we also allow the ability to dollar cost average. So the next piece of the puzzle is the living benefits. So how are ours different and more unique and give a very, very competitive advantage? Well, again, just like the term, we have the 18 living benefit triggers. But the key to our living benefits on our IUL is we offer the accelerations based on a lean approach. A lean approach is much, much different than what we offer on our term and others offer on their term and what most carriers offer on their IUL. Discounted approach obviously has to go through underwriting at the time of claim, and they accelerate based on severity of illness or life expectancy. The lean approach is a lean on the death benefit. The amount that they can accelerate is predetermined based on the death benefit that's issued, and it's guaranteed. So the client knows exactly what they're going to be able to accelerate for critical, chronic, or terminal illness even before they take out the policy. It's on the illustration. And there's no underwriting for severity of illness or life expectancy. The other great thing is, on the lean approach, it's a lean on the death benefit. So if you accelerated, there's still death benefit remaining, there's still cash value remaining. So your policy can still meet its original goals. With the discounted approach, if they accelerate the full amount that they're eligible for, their cash value is gone and so is their death benefit. Their whole plan fell apart. It's gone. So what do we pay on living benefits? Well, terminal illness, again, same definitions for all of these, but we'll pay 75% up to $1 million as a lump sum. Chronic illness, we'll pay 50% of the death benefit up to $1 million. So if they had $1 million policy, and they have a chronic illness, if they want the full $500,000, it's theirs. There's no severity of illness or life expectancy. They get what they ask for. Critical illness, same 15 triggers. They can accelerate 25% of the death benefit up to $250,000. Again, no severity of illness or life expectancy. So how does it work exactly when you compare the two? Let's say you have a $500,000 policy and you have a critical illness. Emeritus allows you to accelerate 25%, so that's $125,000. So the remaining death benefit would be $375,000. Now the discounted approach, they could accelerate possibly more based on severity of illness or life expectancy, or it could be much, much less, anywhere from $2,500 to $382,000. But if they take the full acceleration they're eligible for, there is no death benefit. There's no more policy remaining. So if we look at a client that's 40 years old, they put $500 a month, $6,000 a year into a policy, max funded IUL. For 20 years, they've been building up cash value to use for retirement. But before they get to retirement, they have a critical illness at age 60. How does the family get through the crisis without sacrificing their IUL that they spent 20 years funding to rely on for the retirement? They buy an emeritus policy. So if you look at how two companies would compare, us versus Company X, the minimum non-MEC death benefit, fairly close. Cash value at year 20, emeritus edges Company X a little bit. We know based on the critical illness, they can get 25%, so they can accelerate $98,000 on the emeritus policy. On the discounted approach on Company X, they're able to accelerate $243,000. So they have more potential for acceleration with Company X. If they take a full acceleration on either company, Company X, that policy is done. There's no more death benefit, no more cash value, nothing continues to grow. On the emeritus policy, they still have $294,000 death benefit remaining. That would go to their beneficiaries, or they could accelerate on again later on. They have cash value remaining. That's going to continue to grow. They continue to use that money if they need to for a later purpose in life. And not only will that cash value grow, but the loaned cash value from the acceleration, that participates in the index as well, so they'll earn interest on that money in addition. So you can see at age 85, they have a death benefit and a cash value of almost $1.2 million versus zero on the other side. So you may say, Eric, well, that's not apples to apples. Let's see how Company X looks if they only take $98,000, because they do have the ability to take less of an acceleration. So on Company X, if they want to match emeritus and take out $98,000, they'll have less death benefit remaining, less cash value when they take the claim, and at age 85, they'll have less cash value and less death benefit. So let's quickly look at how the lien approach can affect your policy in the future. So we have a client with $1 million policy. At age 50, they have a critical illness. They take out their 25%, or $250,000. The remaining death benefit is $750,000, and their cash value is in place as well. So the years go by, they reach age 65 and decide to retire. And this is even after they've taken acceleration. They still have cash value that's continued to grow and are able to pull out almost $54,000 per year until age 85. Their policy has continued to work for them. They continue to fund it. They're using it for its initial purpose, even though they took an acceleration. And at age 55 or 85, when they've taken out all their withdrawals that they had planned to, they still have $135,000 in death benefits that could continue to go to their beneficiaries. So they've used this policy like a Swiss Army knife and use it many, many ways. So again, they can accelerate less than their death benefit or their initial amount. So if they didn't want their full 50% or 75% or 25%, they could do a less of an acceleration. This would allow them to take a possible critical illness, take another critical illness claim, then maybe later on take a chronic illness claim, and all in all, they could take up to 5 accelerations on that one policy. All right, got a few more areas to get through. I know we got some time, so I'll try to get through them quickly. Legacy, of course, the IUL leaves a death benefit for their heirs even after they file the living benefits claim. It will ensure that there's never less than 10% of their initial death benefit remaining if they had an acceleration and that lien caused the death benefit to go down over time. But we also have a rider that could ensure that they would never have less than 20% of their initial death benefit remaining. Income. Of course, the other story of the IUL is pulling out income using withdrawals or loans, and we have those options as well. But we also have an enhanced rider called the lifetime income rider. Works very much like an annuity guaranteed income rider, turning the cash value into a guaranteed income stream. So first, the client has the ability to take fixed loans if they choose. We become a wash loan in year 6 and beyond. We offer a variable loan, so if they want that loan money to still participate in the index, they can do that. The interest is charged to the Moody's corporate bond yield. And the great thing here is if they ever become uncomfortable with their loan being a variable loan, they can change what type of loan that particular loan is once per year. So they could turn it into a fixed loan if they wanted, and vice versa. And if they're completely uncomfortable with the idea of taking a hypothetical withdrawals when they hit retirement age and they're more comfortable with guaranteed income, they can elect to turn on their lifetime income rider, and that would generate a guaranteed income stream for their lifetime based on the cash value. They could choose for that to be level each month, or potentially increasing at 3% per year. Of course, we have an overloan protection, prevents policy from lapsing because of taking too much money out. And then the last thing is experience. So I already talked about the non-med options at Emeritus. But since we're a mutual company and a smaller mutual company, we think part of the experience will be the relationship and partnership that you get with Emeritus. Not only with us here in the sales team and having full access to us, but you'll have the ability to actually talk to our underwriters. Our underwriters are not off limits for you to speak to. The same with our new business team. Everybody's here to help you win. As far as who we are, we're in Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska, been around since 1887. We have over 4 million customers. In 2016, we paid out $2.6 billion in benefits. We have over $26 billion in assets under management. So these are all big numbers, but what they say to me is we're a large enough company to matter, and the other larger mutuals are taking notice, and they seem to me they're a little fearful of these products we're coming out with because they're very, very strong products that you've just seen. But these numbers also say that we're small enough to care, and that's to care about you and your clients. Of course, they talked about our rating, so here they are in writing. And then our number, if you need anything at all, whether it's to reach sales, new business, underwriting, compensation, contracting, in-force, same number for all departments. So whatever you Google from Emeritus or see on emeritus.com, you can ignore those numbers. This is the only one you need, 800-390-6200. 2361 and hit option number 1 for the FLX products. I will turn it back over and see if there's any questions or
okay,
comments.
Great stuff. Eric, thank you very much. We actually have a closed line. So what we're going to do, any questions, of course, call or shoot us an email. And if we need to get Eric on the phone, we can do that, no problem. Everything that you saw is also available on our website. And then once again, we're going to email all attendees brochures and some statistics and ratings and everything else that Eric touched on today. Okay, so real quick, me and Joe are going to go over a couple more things here, and then we'll close up the call right before 3 o'clock Eastern time. So, you know, the point is, and Eric did a great job explaining, but with IUL and these term products with living benefits, this is the best around right now as far as value add, okay? Lots and lots of pluses. Commissions, which Eric can't talk about, are extremely high, okay? I can't get into the numbers, but they are higher than most vanilla term and IUL carriers. So also advance available, so any questions, let us know on that as well. Okay, so, you know, you hear about all these great products, great ideas, right? And this new story or the new pitch with life insurance that pays while you're alive, which is exactly what he touched on today. Now, the million-dollar question is, how do you go out now and find people to talk to? Obviously, your existing book is a great resource, but using Agency Automator, okay, especially the new version 2 that's about to roll out, makes things very easy for you. If you're an active agent with Levinson, this is free, okay? There's no charge, and you can access 1,000 prospects every single month, okay? And you can literally, if you want to market to young professionals in your zip code, you can literally tell the system, hey, I want ages 28 to 48, household income of at least 80,000 a year in this zip code, and the system will literally spit out all the prospects that fall into that criteria. So this is a great lead generating system at no charge, and it works in conjunction with your free website, okay? So everything works together, and it has a built-in lead capture function. So very, very cool stuff. Joe's going to dive in a little deeper, and then we'll move forward and close out the call. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So one thing I definitely want to touch on when it comes to the Automator is the ability to send out those email marketing campaigns, not only in real time, but also track who opens them. Like Bill mentioned, you can pick the specific demographics. So if we want to target those clients that are purchasing the IUL products, we can look at income, age brackets, net worth. Even if they have children or if they're married, we can get that specific. But the great thing is, and then I'll move on to Bill here on the remaining slides, is you can actually track who opens those emails in real time, get their full address, phone number, of course, their email address, make a follow-up call, and then keep them in your CRM database to constantly drip market to them across all different product types, whether it's this living benefit term or IUL or disability, critical illness. The Agency Automator platform delivers new prospects to a localized region on a monthly basis. So definitely one of the best lead generation and business management tools that we've seen in the entire industry.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Now, you know, it's so important when you hear about this technology, and yeah, you know, it could be a little overwhelming. We try to simplify everything, make it very black and white, user-friendly. Just because of that, Joe, can you mute those other lines, please? I'm hearing a little background noise. You know, we know how it is, okay? Kerry, my father, you know, who started this business in 1972, he knows the business like no one else, but he's not so great with technology. So when we built these tools and technology with the programmer, we used Kerry as an example and a pilot. And just because of that reason, we said, okay, we have to make this easy. We have to conduct 2 live trainings every single week, okay? Because we know to some agents, they're going to say, you know what, Bill, this is so overwhelming. I'm not even going to use this because I don't have the time to learn about this. Well, all I can say to you is if you don't have some kind of follow-up system and website and CRM tool, you're falling behind. So take the time. Every Monday and Wednesday, we have these live trainings. You can ask questions. You can have your assistant on with you. You can do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're comfortable, and we're going to help you with that. So we've done every single thing on the back end. Now it's your turn to take a little bit of time, maybe an hour or two, learn the basics, put this thing on autopilot, and then conduct your normal day-to-day business. That's the way it was designed to run. Okay, the Levinson app is now out, available. It's a free download for any iPhones or Android-powered smartphones, tablets. Everybody should have the Levinson app. You can do everything on here. You can run a quote. You can sign up a client online in minutes. Okay, you can conduct everything from A to Z in minutes with your smartphone. And if you even want to check on a case status or to see, you know, when you're getting paid and when the case is going to be in force, everything is at your fingertips. So again, no reason to not have this downloaded on your phone. Okay, the Levinson Agent Expo right around the corner now. Okay, we are a month and a half away. Make sure you're registered, again, free for all Levinson agents. If you are coming, let's say if you're not local, you're coming from anywhere else in the country, and you want us to take care of airfare and a complimentary night at our beachfront resort, all you have to do, if you have at least $15,000 of paid premium in, you can qualify. $40,000 gets you round-trip airfare, 2 free nights at our beachfront resort. Or again, if you want to drive in, it's free for everyone. We take care of meals. We have 2 awesome keynote speakers. It's a great day to network. You'll meet and greet all of our top agents and GAs from all over the U.S. A day that you do not forget. Okay, I promise you, you'll walk away with some new sales ideas that you can use that afternoon to make more sales, which is the name of the game. Okay, the agent training events, that's what I just touched on, okay? So important, that agency automator, okay? I know it sounds confusing, but it's worth putting your arms around this. So the live trainings now for 2018 are every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. We have a calendar on our website. Just click on the training calendar. You can register right from there or just ask any one of our marketers. Agency Automator Plus, that's the same exact concept, but that's used for recruiting new agents. So you can go out there and use all of our marketing material, all of our cool platforms and technology, but use it to recruit agents to your own downline. And all you do is make the introduction. We take it from there, sit back, and you make whichever override that you think you are entitled to for that agent, anywhere from 5% to 50%. You call it, we do all of the service work for you. Okay, just under that, all about indexed annuities. Okay, March 9th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to give you some great sales ideas all built around the fixed indexed annuity space. On the bottom, unlock the power of IUL. That is our official brand new iGenius IUL software launch, that's what we just talked about. Now, what's so neat, you can use any of our IUL products with this new software, and it literally explains an IUL product to a consumer in minutes, in layman terms, very easy to understand for you, the agent, and your consumers. And then we have a webinar and seminar PowerPoint presentation that we can co-brand with your information, and you can use all of this to conduct your own webinars and seminars. On top of that, give out a $500 scholarship gift card to everyone that attends with no purchase necessary. So the options are endless. Okay, even if you never sold an IUL before, this software will help you do exactly that in a very easy to understand way. I hope everyone is on the launch webinar March 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, once again, everyone will get an email and we'll include most of everything that we went over today. Now, this is all great, exciting stuff here, okay? But we know, okay, and we have to be honest with ourselves and say, I don't care how smart I am or how educated I am or how well I know the insurance business. If you're not in the right mindset, okay, if you don't have a positive outlook, and there was a statement I saw the other day how positive people always look for solutions, and negative people always try to find ways that they don't have to tackle the situation. Let's all be positive. Find solutions, okay? Radiate that good energy, because people feed off of that. So let's all make sure we're in the right place. You have all of the right products, technology, support, all of us, okay, that will help mentor you, and we can all work together and we can feed off each other. Obviously, the name of the game is build your book of business. So with that said, this is our Positive Tuesday quote. This is an example of how we market and brand ourselves on social media, which I hope you're doing exactly the same thing. We'll end with this: dream so big that you can taste it. Everything around us started with an idea or thought. Action is what makes the difference. Have a wonderful rest of the week, a good weekend, and good selling. Take care.